Hello, welcome to the LSUS ESports Time Capsule, where we go back in time by talking to our teams and sharing our stories. And today, for the finale of this podcast, I've got KP, I've got Sarah, and I've got Sage from the Valorant team. How is everyone doing today?
Good, good.
We're great.
I hate to break the fourth wall for a second, but your voice cut out for half of that.
Did it?
Is it still gonna catch on your computer, or is?
We're gonna find out, because here's the thing. Here's the problem with my mic. Because my mic is on a little shelf. It's not the ideal distance from the recordings I've done previously from the previous episodes that everyone should watch. No problems there. But if there is, I can probably just do some dub over because I've had to do that for an episode. But y'all aren't going to see it yet because we're recording this in the past. So be on the lookout for that little sneak peek. What are y'all up to? Just give basic life updates for our guests because people may not know who y'all are.
Hi. I'm Sarah. My gamer tag is Ask the Girls. I went to LSUS for 5 semesters. I graduated last semester, fall of 2025, with my Bachelor's of Science in software development, computer science software development. I'm working full time as a junior programmer currently, and I stream on Twitch sometimes. That's a fun fact, I guess, but not really that frequently anymore because I'm so busy. So I'm sorry.
Top that, Sage.
I guess I'll just go. Huh?
Top
that.
I
can't. Hi, my name is Sage. My gamer tag is SageEZL. I currently do graphic design at LSUS, and I don't remember when I'm gonna graduate, but I think it's 2027. There's nothing really terribly interesting. I think I'm gonna get a job hopefully when the semester starts. I'm really excited about that. And take it away, KP.
We the host. I mean, what's your one life update? Because we the host have to give one.
I've been making breakfast a lot.
Nice.
I'm not a breakfast person, so I've been making pancakes, eggs, sausage. Your usual pancakes and breakfast food. I've just been chilling, And I'm almost finished with my ENT school, so that's a good update as well.
Okay, what?
I'm just hyped for you. I'm sorry.
No,
I
love
energetic.
I love it. Okay, I'll give the most boring life update. I had crumble cookie for the first time in over a year last weekend.
Wait,
I was
say that one more time.
Say it one more
time. The first time I saw those words and I felt them.
Oh no. Okay, I got crumble cookie for the first time in over a year.
Wow.
I got the cookies and cream one. I liked it. I don't know if I'd go back because I was hitting up a Texas barbecue place for dinner, and Crumble was literally right next door, and I was just like, well, might as well see if it's still worth the hype. You can buy individual cookies now. You don't have to buy the 4-packs anymore. So that was a real... well, at least in Texas. Hopefully it's a nationwide thing. But we're not here to talk about cookies. We're here to talk about the Valorant team, which is the most successful team we've ever had on paper. Because because Valorant is the only team that has been in every single playoffs phase. Y'all have been to quarterfinals, y'all been to semifinals, y'all been to grand finals, but no championship quite yet. So y'all are the most, on paper, the most successful and maybe the most popular at some point. And before we get into it, I want to ask you, KP, an official question. Are you the team founder? Is it you?
I honestly don't know. I know Sarah was asking about a Valorant team before I even got there, to be honest. Or was it... I don't know. I feel like Sarah is. Sarah, aren't you?
Oh, hey. Actually, I have a funny story about this, but I do want to say, to me, when the way the Valorant team ended up coming together, I would consider the original roster. There were only 5 of us. We all pulled together a team. So I don't know if I would say that there's a single roster, because I know KP wanted to play, Ellie picked up Valorant and wanted to play Valorant. We met. I walked into the computer lab for the first time to get my student ID, and Ellie was sitting there playing Valorant on her gaming laptop, and she was one of the first friends I ever made at LSUS because, I walked in, I was like, I know that. That's my game. But, funny story, actually. I don't know if I've ever told you this, Elliot, but the first esports meeting I ever went to. Haley was the president, you were the vice president,
Yep.
and everything, and y'all had the meeting, talked about the teams. But when you got to the section about, hey, our rosters are looking for players for XYZ games, Valorant wasn't on the list, and I was like, I mean, Valorant's the game I play. Like, I mean, I don't really play. I played Overwatch twice. Like, I don't know. And so afterwards, I walked up to Elliot. I was like, hey, I'm Sarah. Like, I just wanted to ask, because I play Valorant, and I wanted to know if, like, is there a Valorant team? Is there a chance of having a Valorant team? And Elliot was like, I think we already have a full roster for Valorant, actually. So I'm pretty sure we're already filled with Valorant, but like I would ask around and check and figure out, like talk to like Haley or someone about that. And my heart was so broken. Like, you don't understand.
I've got my counter for that. So at that time before, so like just to give some preface, fall 2022 was when the official Valorant, the inaugural Valorant roster was made. It was KP, it was Sarah, Haley, Ellie, and Zach. And audience, I'm looking down because I've got my notes right here, so we stay on track. So that was the original roster, but before fall 2022, because I think we met before. Was that before fall 2022 when we talked about that? It might have been, but never.
The conversation, I was gonna say the conversation that I'm talking about was the first esports meeting for fall 22, because that was my first semester at LSUS, and so it was like the very first interest meeting about the teams and everything. So it was like right there.
Okay, so the reason why we thought we had a full roster was because, long story short, the Overwatch 1 team, we linked up with a certain team member, won't name them, but basically a lot of people got into Valorant within the Overwatch 1 team. I don't know if you remember this, KP, stop me if I'm wrong, but because there was interest in this like quasi Overwatch 1 friend group, that's when we were like, oh, we could just make a Valorant team. And that's why I told you we may already have a team, because at that time was not well versed in Valorant at all. It was not my game. Never looked into it at all, and I didn't know what was happening with it. But like I heard, like I saw y'all playing KP and the Overwatch 1 team playing the game, and I was like, okay, I guess that's our team. Not sure.
Okay, so I know exactly what you mean, because I remember when I first picked up the game that summer before the fall, and I was like, okay, well, yes, this could be like a pseudo, Valorant team. And obviously that fell apart, and then we didn't have a team, and then we were supposed to have a team, and then we didn't have a team, and then we got a team, and then I was like, okay, yeah, we can do this.
Yeah, lots of
so it was like
bumps.
It's not a bump.
How did the inaugural team come together then?
It was so spontaneous. That was
Yeah.
very spontaneous. I don't think there was like I have no idea.
I think I asked around, and then nobody seemed to know what like Valorant team was already existing, And so then someone, I think, mentioned KP, and I knew I had talked to Ellie in the computer lab the day I met her, and she was like, yeah, I want to play Valorant. And so I was like, okay, me and Ellie, and I was like, okay, who else? And then I think Zach came to the interest meeting, or maybe the next interest meeting, and then he was like, oh yeah, no, I play Valorant, like I'd like to play. And KP was like, oh yeah, no, I'm trying to start a team, and so it kind of like formed together like that. And then I correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we were at 4 people, and then we desperately needed someone else, and we begged Haley, and we were like, Haley, you have to play with us.
Yeah.
And then he did, and that's how it happened, as far as I remember, at least.
Yeah, because
I think that's more accurate.
Yeah, Haley. It was Haley's final semester. I think Zach. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think Zach was the one that convinced him to like come along. But that was the team, and then we get into fall 2022. And I'm going to start by saying this was a renaissance moment from the club. Just that whole semester. Because y'all went 5-2. That was the highest win-loss record ever in LSUS ESports at that time. Honestly. Because it was the only 2 teams that y'all lost to. Because there's so many, y'all won against so many. It was Capital Tech University, and it was OTC Ozzies. But I guess... Before we get into what everyone wants to talk about, which is the playoffs run, what do y'all remember from just the regular season? Anything and everything.
I mean, one specific thing was, I had never done esports before, and so I was so scared because I was like, okay, Ellie and KP have been playing for like a few months at this point, and I was like, Haley, I don't know if he had experience before. I think he said
I
he
remember.
played in like when the game released or beta or something like that, and then he went to league and did not swap again until like we pulled him back to the team. And so like it was Zach, and then at the time I was like peak gold. Like I was not like great at Valorant. But I had been playing for a while, and I was so scared because I was like, we have an Ascendant, okay? Which is, for like context, for if anyone doesn't know the Valorant rank system, like it's Ascendant, and then Immortal is the highest rank, and then there's the top 500 Immortal, which is Radiant. So like Ascendant is like the second to highest rank, essentially, aside from top 500. And so I was like, okay, we have one player that's great. We have two players that are new, and then we have one player who's returning after many years, and then I don't know what I'm doing. Like I've never played like a competitive group sport, esport together. I'm not sport, but and so I was so scared that we would just go and get crushed. And I think we won like the first like 2 or 3 games in a row. Because I don't think we went against Cap. Yeah, I don't think we went against Cap Tech or Ozzie,
Correct.
right? Until like game 4 or something like that. But yeah, so like the first game we won, I was like, this is possible. Thank God they matched by rank, like median.
Yes, there was rank lock.
Yeah.
The rank lock existed, so y'all had, well, besides Zach the Ascendant on y'all team, it was as fair as it could get. But also, that opening week, because this was like, it was a red letter week for the whole club, because it's like, because at that point in time, just for some context, we had the most amount of teams ever, which was 5, and everyone swept up until that point. Y'all reverse swept Simpson College. That was the very first game, and we technically counted it for the record. Like, well, it's technically a sweep, so that's how we did it. And then, you know, Siege had to ruin it and lose on Thursday. But that was, but y'all did y'all ended that record technically. So kudos to y'all. And then another thing that happened just in general was y'all had casters. Like consistent casters at that time. It was, I don't remember. It was 2 high school students. They come into team later on. I forget their, Caleb and I forget the last one. We'll mention them later. They come aboard the team. But they casted for a while and then they stopped and there was no comps at all. And then we get to, well, before we get into playoffs, I also wanted to mention another record that y'all broke was y'all had a perfect game. Do y'all remember which team it was that y'all had the perfect game against?
Was it Simpson?
No.
I think it was probably it wasn't Simpson.
Not Simpson.
Was it Cotty?
Yes.
Oh no, it was Cotty.
Wow.
I remember that. No,
Yep.
ironically enough, I want to say that was also the game that KP killed Ellie with his ultimate.
That was Simpson.
No,
but that was
Simpson. Okay.
No, but that was so funny. Yeah, take us through that.
No, I completely forgot that I did that to Ellie. So I was playing Sova at the time, and you know his ult, his ability, it can go through walls essentially. And I threw a dart. I don't know if I threw a dart or not, but basically I wanted to ult where they were coming in, but Ellie was also standing like a little bit near the entrance as well. And so I just ripped it. And I ended up hitting her like either once or twice.
That was
and she was
killed her
already
first.
like 26 health.
You killed her first.
Like she was already 26 health. And I don't know what the damage to teammates is really, really low.
Mm-hmm.
But she was also really, really low.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I saw the kill feed and I was like, oh my gosh. But I think we ended up still winning that round.
Yes,
which
so
was crazy.
Because Haley clutched it at the end. That
was crazy.
That clip is definitely going to be in a future video, so audience, keep your eye out for it. It's definitely somewhere. But yeah, it was that Simpson game, then the Cotty game, like, because I remember, I don't remember if this is the exact game, but we were all in our pajamas at one point because we had a game. Might have been Cotty. It was before Fall Break. We were just like, let's just get cozy. Let's theme it, and then that was fun too. But yeah, y'all, that perfect game was like as soon as that happened, and because I was the one, I took over as not caster but as like producer because I was the one that was spectating it, and that was actually what brought me into Valorant. Not to play it, I don't have the patience to play Valorant, but like just following the esport and like, you know, having an appreciation for like tactical shooters. So that's when I came aboard the team. But another new thing that we did was we'll finally talk about the playoffs run. And with the playoffs run, y'all were so good that y'all started in semifinals, which was unheard of. No one in the club has ever done that, ever. Were y'all expecting to start in semifinals? Like,
I didn't know how it worked.
Yeah, none of us knew how it worked.
Yeah, either. I knew it was like a seeded thing, but I didn't know we were like second seed. I just thought like we just all go against each other like once, and then like whoever's undefeated just wins. But I didn't know they was like actually like seeded and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so like I think like the first two teams automatically skip quarterfinals, and then you go straight to semifinals.
Yep.
Which is pretty cool.
And this was unprecedented.
So you get like a week break.
Yeah, this was unprecedented territory for LSUS because we never this was the very first semester that we ever went to playoffs ever. So this was completely brand new to us, and so like obviously we hyped it up, and all of that. And two new things we started from there. One was live comms. That was because we tried to pitch it before in the past with Overwatch, but it never really happened because it's like, well, esports teams don't do it, pro esports teams, so we shouldn't do it. But then when we started doing watch parties, that's when I don't know if I was on the push for it, but someone else was. But we were just like, okay, let's do live comms. We're gonna have an audience. Let's try it out, and then it obviously flourished, and we kept it since. So for the watch party, what do y'all remember from it? Just I guess that semifinal game.
We got Canes. Like I think we had
that was
like Canes sponsor us. Wait, for semifinals?
Grand finals.
Oh, grand finals? Wait.
No, because I think we had snacks for semifinals.
Yeah, we had snacks for semifinals.
Yeah. I think we had snacks, and then we kind of, because I think that was the first watch party we had done for an esports game,
ever.
right?
Yep.
Yeah, and so I think we were like kind of testing the waters, like putting it on like what screen to use, like outside the esports lab in the collaboratory and stuff like that, and stuff. It was really fun. I know like outside of the watch party, like that game I was so scared because it was against Cap Tech, right? I'm pretty sure it was Cap Tech, and that was the only team other than the Ozzies that had beat us. And so we played them one time during the season, lost. And so we were going into the semifinals. I was like, man, like, I don't want to lose, but like, this is scary because we did lose last time we played them. And I think in preparation, like Zach had watched like a lot of game footage, and he was our captain for that semester, and also our IGL for the most part. And so it like he helped a lot with like kind of prepping us and being like, hey guys, listen, this is what we need to do, and so he's to thank for a lot of what happened that season, to be honest.
Most definitely. To piggyback off of that, like we had like I think like certain strategies and stuff like that to come up with it, because at that time I think that was like I feel like the Valorant team was like the first to have like actual like a set, like a list of plays we could do. And like we could execute it, and then like we can also alter it and like do like an alternative version of it and stuff like that. It was definitely something new to me because I was like, what? You want me to set up this? You want me to do this? You want me to do that? And I was like, am I going to remember all of this? No.
I will say it wasn't Cap Tech. Now that I remember, they got knocked out of quarters, I believe. So do y'all?
Oh. Wait, okay, so who did we go against?
Do y'all want to guess? Or I can just reveal it.
It wasn't Ozzy.
It was not Ozzy.
No, it was
not Ozzies and not Cap Tech.
Wait, I think we did go against Cotty College again, or was it Simpson?
Nope, neither of them.
Well, who was it?
Shawnee State, the Bears.
Shawnee. Oh.
Wow. I completely forgot about them.
I totally mixed up my story. We won against them, but I think it was a close game. And so that's why I was concerned, because we were posting our videos and I was like, they could go back, watch and see all the dumb mistakes we made, like with having all five people rotate instantly on our buy round, and then there's no one on C. Like, if they see how frequently we did that against them, you know, like it's over. Like, they're just gonna fake us out every time. And so it's like, yeah. No, that makes sense. It's just that was like 3 years ago. My brain is having
a hard
time deciphering.
I feel old already talking about this, but y'all in regular season y'all knocked Shawnee out of second place, I believe. So that's what got y'all into semifinals, and then Shawnee came back to semifinals, and then y'all just beat them there. Like, that day was just electric because like y'all are like really cheering, and I remember, Sarah, you were just like quiet because we had the watch party next door, and we were on a delay because, you know, competitive integrity. But yeah, that was fun. And then another new thing that we did because of the Valorant team, especially for the Valorant team, was game day interviews. Because I know y'all started that in like the beginning of the season, and then I had to come in and I was like, well, let me flex my journalism muscles and ask y'all some questions. And that turned into some pretty iconic moments. Because, for example, during it was semi-finals, I asked y'all, okay, who else is going to grand finals besides y'all? Who else is going to grand finals? And then Ellie, bless her, she kind of got stuck in her answer. Because you're like, oh, you know, Cody, and then like she was like short circuiting. I gave her an out, and I was like, well, Cody, they're a women's college, and then she was like, oh, go women, and then it just evolved into chaos from there.
Okay, go women. I see. Yeah, that was so funny.
I did not know that Cody was like in like an all women's school. Like, that's the first time I've ever heard of something like that.
I randomly looked it up, like not for research or anything. I was just like, Cody College. First thing, like, Cody College is an all-women's team in this state. And I was like, okay, great. And then I wasn't expecting it to pop up or anything. I was just like, okay, noted in my mind. So, yeah. But grand finals, that was when we had the Canes, and we have a whole story to tell about that. We'll just have an entire section just for that grand finals because so much happened. Sage, you're taking notes, right? Yeah, there's gonna be a pop quiz after this.
Oh shit! Really?
Yep.
No, I'm just smiling and nodding. It's so much information going at once.
You're in the timeline later. Yeah.
Smiling weed.
Yes.
So you're getting a whole like intro
history
to
lesson.
the Valorant team history.
An entire college course worth, but it was the first grand finals. We got Canes because I think we reached out to SAB because we're technically a part of SAB. That's a whole other thing for later. But I think like because it was such short notice and like this was the first grand finals in esports ever, they're just like, okay, you can get Canes on us. So shout out to them. So we got that, and Connor and I, we were the ones that actually had to go get it because you two, well, Sage, you were still in high school, and you two had to prepare for the game. So we got the food. We had to go in 2 trips because we forgot the drinks because they didn't come with it. So I had to send Connor back to Canes to get the drinks, and then we had a proper watch party going because we had like 40 people attending, mostly family members, a few students, and then I think Ellie's family, they also brought cookie cake.
Cookie
cake. You know, God tier was so
Super
good. And then I guess another thing I remember, it was I was kind of just walking around, waiting for stuff to start, and then someone in the audience said, "Oh my God, Lil Nas X was playing." My heart sank because we're gonna get copyright claimed. It's gonna be all over. I sprinted back to the teacher station, and we were on Robin's Spotify at the time because she had premium at that time, and I didn't know Spotify back then. It wasn't my main music platform, so I was just like, okay, clear queue, and I got rid of her whole queue, and then I just put on the playlist that we use, which is 100 Thieves Stream Beats. So highly recommend people to listen to it. It's really good, and we also had a big delay because it was against Ozzies. If you, Sarah, want to take over, because I don't remember what the delay was, but we had to.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know the standard is usually 3 minutes for Valorant. Because a round is like 1:50 or something like that. But I think to be safe, you guys had set like 5 minutes. because I remember it being multiple rounds behind the game.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we had quite a delay going on.
No, I
which
meant
is
the
why
game start.
Elliot.
I meant the game
Oh.
start.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
No, I don't know. It was a really like scary game to play, you know. And spoiler alert, like we didn't win grand finals, but we did do pretty well. We played all 3 maps, which I mean honestly, like being a new team, still trying to learn how to play together, and we all couldn't like practice together super frequently, and so like I did not want to get swept. I was like, we are not losing 2 maps in a row and it's over. Like not today. And of course I wanted to win. You know, we all wanted to win, but we played out all 3 maps. So I was like, okay, this is something to be proud of. Like you go to grand finals and you win at least one of the maps. Like it was a good game. But you know, I think like as most people who are like getting their toes dipped into esports and stuff, like me and a few others who hadn't played for a team yet, nerves really get in the way. You know, and so a lot of times, like KP mentioned, it's hard to remember all the plays that you're supposed to do and where you're supposed to put what, and then not to mention the fact that Valorant is such a precision shooter that if you get a little freaked out and you start like darting your eyes to the map and then you're looking at your abilities to see the cooldowns and stuff, and then your eyes aren't on your crosshair and someone swings you, like it's a matter of like being able to focus and not let those nerves get in the way, which is always a good lesson to learn in esports. But it's definitely easier said than done. But like I said, I'm very proud of being able to win one of the maps and everything. And we had so many people come out to support us, like Ellie's family, my family, everyone had other family members and friends there. I think Zach even wore his Gengar onesie again that he had worn on pajama day.
I think so, yeah.
Like it was a really, really fun time. Like very good vibes all around for the grand finals game.
Yeah, let's see. I feel like there's like one more. Do I have any more notes in this? I don't think so. But yeah, that was like a legendary run. Like I think everyone thought that y'all were gonna make it all the way. Honestly.
Yeah.
And then y'all had a lot of like school news coverage too, because it's a first.
The media department came in and did like a like impromptu like in the moment photo shoot while we were warming up, and so there's a bunch of pictures of us like while we're warming up and with our headsets on and stuff.
I will post the Facebook link.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's also an article that got written. Oh my gosh, KP, can you talk about your username? Because I remember the article is what like spun that at LSUS. And then we can get to like the final thing next semester. But yeah, so this article came out and it had all of our names listed, and then it also had our gamer tags listed. And KP, you can go from there.
So let me just go ahead and get the jersey real quick since it's hanging up right here. I'm gonna just go ahead and just let y'all see why there was so much kabuckle with it. Okay. Let me get this.
Yeah, we got to have our LSUS jerseys made with our gamer tags on the back of them, and they're like these short sleeve jerseys. Really cool.
We will be making a next one. Yep, and that's it. That was his gamer tag for the inaugural season.
I don't know if it's backwards, but it basically says it says sweaty bussy. And so
what was the inspiration behind that?
So we were making like funny names for like
Overwatch. Yeah. Because we were making Overwatch. We were making Overwatch 1 alt accounts. Yeah. And that's it.
And I was like, what could be a really funny thing that relates to me, but also people can relate to? So I was like, wait, I'm kind of sweaty in these games. And I have a bussy.
Okay.
So I was like, sweaty bussy. Period. And so a lot of, I want to say, older people didn't understand what bussy was
at the time, yeah.
And so I went like one and a half to almost 2 years with that username. And they put it in the PR media excerpt or whatever they made, the article. And Matt told them that they had to, the chancellor saw it and he was like, what does that mean? And
I didn't know
they
this.
ended up having. Yeah, the chancellor. When I had talked to
I know I
what's
saw
her face,
it.
part of the PR, and he said, "What does that mean?" And they were like, "Oh my gosh, that means something inappropriate." But it's not that inappropriate. You know what I mean? It's not that inappropriate. But
It's
they
objective.
were like, "Yeah, we need to take that down and like reiterate that, like change that to like his real name and just keep it at that, and that's it." Um. So yeah, uh,
I will.
the chancellor got to see what sweaty pussy mean.
I will say when
School is a place for learning, you know.
Yep, that's true.
New vocabulary word.
I will say because at that time I was making the athletics press releases for esports, and I didn't include Sweaty Bussy in one of them because like I didn't get any flags or anything. I got the all clear, so I was just like, okay, so Sweaty Bussy is in a athletics press release somewhere.
That's crazy.
So
it was definitely a funny moment, but eventually Nace told me to take the whole name down or my team would be disqualified, and as a whole, like not me be disqualified, my team be disqualified. And I was like, okay, whoa there, but I didn't know it was going to do all of this, so I ended up changing it to like Ken Man.
And you made that before Barbie popped off, which I applaud you for. I applaud you for that.
The original Ken.
Yes. Let's see, and if there's not anything else y'all want to mention on the inaugural season, we can move on because we're going semester after semester. So.
Well, that's fine, man. Let's get it.
All right, we go into spring 2023. Wanted to ask y'all because I don't exactly remember who was on the roster because I know Haley was out for sure. He graduated. Zach was out as a player at least. Refresh me on that.
Yeah, so spring, which was the second Valorant semester, spring 23. The roster was me, KP, and Ellie stayed on from the last semester. And then we added Legit and Tian both started playing with us that semester. And then I think a couple weeks in was when Jordan joined the team as well. Late. Yeah, and then that semester was also the semester we got Evan, who username reticle. He was our coach for like a semester and a half kind of type thing, but he ran all of our practices and he IGL'd some of our games as well. So we got a new coach, we got 3 new players. It was a cool semester.
Yeah, and just talk about the regular season. 3-4, 3 wins, 4 losses. Do y'all remember who y'all beat?
Did we go up against some of the same teams from last time?
Yep, you did.
Yeah,
you rebeat one team.
Yeah, I think there were Coddy.
Yes,
there were 2 Manchester teams, right?
That's it. Yep.
Okay.
You beat Coddy, and then Manchester University had 2 teams in y'all's conference, so naturally y'all swept both of them. So naturally, and that's a trend that continues. We'll mention Manchester later on, but that's what y'all did. Y'all started in quarterfinals, so no top 2 this time. Let's see, and then another record that y'all broke. Y'all had the longest single map ever, and it was not Coddy and it was not Manchester. Do y'all remember who it was? It was on Icebox.
But you said we had what?
The longest game ever.
Oh no, I remember
that.
We lost that game, but that was the most hype I felt about going into overtime. Because overtime in any game is the most this is stressful, this is frustrating, this is annoying, we should not be here, you know? But Valorant is 1st to 13. And I can see it in the notes, y'all. This game went 17 to 19. Okay? Yep. So that means that both teams, we won, they won, we won, they won for
3 times in a row, 4 times? I don't know.
Yeah, 3 or 4 times in a row. We just kept swapping because we'd win on attack, they'd win on attack, we'd win on attack, they'd win on attack. No, it was crazy. It was crazy. We were all freaking out. And I remember Evan, who was our coach, he was like, no, guys, it's fine. We're doing this. And then he was calling the most crazy plays because he was like, we're catching them off guard and we're going to keep going. And it did work. It just, after playing that many rounds, you get exhausted.
Oh yeah. Y'all had another round to play. Y'all had another
something rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was only the first map.
Yeah, that might have been all the way. I don't remember if y'all beat them in the end. I don't remember. Or no, y'all didn't, because according to my notes. But y'all did go all the way with them for sure. And we'll get into, or you already mentioned like what's changed from fall to spring. You know, new players, new people in general, right?
Yeah, new players, new people, new coach. And then I took over as captain that semester as well. So I was voted in as captain. Thanks, guys.
Y'all also voted in?
Did my best.
Wait. We have to bring this back because Overwatch 1, we voted KP as our captain. I mentioned in the podcast, it was very silly, you know, because we didn't know what we were doing back then. How did y'all vote for you to be captain? I'm very curious to hear this.
Honestly, thinking about it, I think we had our first practice or maybe our first meeting with Evan, so just so I can explain in case anyone's wondering who he is or how he got there. So Evan was friends with a guy, I call him Kaiser, who was on the League of Legends team that we had. And so apparently like I think they went to high school together and stuff. And so Evan had just moved back here where he was still remotely coaching a team at West Texas A&M, who was also like signing up for NACE for the first time this year. And so he was remotely coaching them, which they were a couple conferences higher than us. And so we weren't like against each other. That would be wild. But yeah, so Evan apparently was like, well, I mean, wait, like y'all need a coach? Like I would love to coach. And Kaiser was like, it doesn't pay. Like you don't get paid anything. And he was like, I mean, resume, like it'd be fun, you know, like what else am I gonna do? And so he jumped in a Discord call with us at one point and was like, hey, like we talked to him and stuff. He was peak. I think he had gotten all the way to like top of diamond at this point.
Wow.
And so so we talked to him, good vibes, you know, definitely knows Valorant really well, kept up with all of the Valorant esports stuff. So he knew like latest comps, latest strats, stuff like that. And so I remember talking to him one day, I think it was after the first or second meeting, and he was like, so who's the captain? Like, are y'all voting in captains or whatever? And I was like, we have to vote one in, or whatever. And it was really nice actually, because he was like, I think you should be captain, because you seem to be very much like determined to you know, like go forward with this team and everything. And I was like, I mean, I'd like to, because it means a lot to me. I care a lot about it. And so I think the next practice we had, we all kind of were like, okay, so we don't have a captain. And so to have a coach, like, and not have a captain is kind of like weird, you know? And so, yeah. And then I think everyone, like we kind of just were like, does anyone want to be captain or whatever? And I was like, I would be captain. Like, I mean, I care a lot about the team and stuff. And I think I might have been the only person that said they wanted to. And so it's kind of like, I'll do it. And they were like, yay.
Because I did not want to do it at all. I was not that good at the game. And then I think at the time,
was I playing Overwatch? You were the Overwatch 2
I was Overwatch 2
captain.
captain. I was like, I do not want to take on this responsibility. I don't know what I'm doing in this game. Just give it to Sarah. She know what she doing. No.
Yeah.
No.
So KP was also our newly elected president, right? Like you had taken over that semester.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you had a lot going on, but you weren't bad at Valorant. Like, you were definitely one of the better players we had on our team. Your aim was the best, for sure. No, I wouldn't lie about it. I'm not even going to lie. Like, your aim has always been one of the better that we had, aside from Zach. But Zach's like a special case.
Yeah, I was going to say, with that high sensitivity of mine that the whole team got on me about.
No, because Valorant is supposed to be so low sensitivity. So, like, you move and you just move, like, and you're able to move, but it's supposed to be very slow and stuff. And KP, finally, Evan got so mad at KP, and they had a whole fight over this because KP was like, I'm not changing my sins.
I believe
and
it.
Evan was like, KP, literally, like, if you move your wrist a little bit, you're like, all the way over here, and then you're all the way over here. Like, how can you kill anybody if you're looking the opposite direction because you just flexed your wrist a little bit? And then, honestly, like, KP's aim got 50 times better after that.
Good.
So, yeah, no. His aim was already pretty okay, especially for that high sense. It was really good. But then when it lowered and stuff, KP, like, definitely best aim on our team that semester for sure.
Yeah. And also, you were the manager in the inaugural season, so it was a natural step up for you, right?
I forgot about that.
Yeah, because I remember, before we get into playoffs, I have a tiny story to share. I remember the very first game day. You mentioned it in an interview. I remember it was like the very first game day, and you were like slowly starting to get into like manager stuff. And like me being the eager beaver that I was just like, oh, I can do this for y'all. I can do that for y'all. And then like I know you felt like so bad, but like that was all me. I was just like, I'm so excited with y'all. And I want to make sure everything goes well. And it's like, no, I had to leave that job to you. But you know, you took on the manager role pretty well in the inaugural season, and then you got promoted. So technically promoted. So.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I did my best. Although I do remember that our first game, like Elliot was there and he was so excited and we were all so excited. And I was like, okay, so what am I supposed to do now? And Elliot was like, I already signed you.
Did it? Yep. That I am formally apologizing for that.
No, and then I think even the scores were posted for like both maps that we played as well. And so I screenshot it and I went to go post it. It was already posted, and I was like,
yeah.
What am I even supposed to do?
No, I know. 100% my bad. Like after that game, because I think something else happened and I got too deep into it. So I was like, all right, this is the Valorant team. Or you know what it was? Like Overwatch was on hiatus at that point, and I was like, well, I want to do something esports related. I want to do something team related. But I backed off, and then I became y'all's producer, and then we went from there. But on to playoffs, spring 2023 playoffs. Y'all beat Coddy in quarterfinals, I believe. Yeah, it was Coddy. Y'all beat Coddy in quarterfinals, and then in semifinals, do y'all remember who it was?
That was too long ago. I have no idea.
You know I'm not good at guessing.
Yeah. Sage, any guesses?
No.
It was, all right.
It was that one team.
The one team. It was St. Xavier Academy.
Oh, and they won the whole thing, right?
I think so.
Yeah, no, that was one thing that made me feel better about losing, because I wanted to get back to grand finals. But we lost to Xavier University, and I was like, man, like they really did outplay us, you know. But then they went on and won, and I was like, okay, see, we could have been in grand finals, right? And then they beat us and it's over. So technically, like, we might be second place. We will never know, you know, because we were in the same bracket as the winning teams, right? So, you know, unlucky, I guess.
Yeah, how was that playoffs run just in general? Because, you know, y'all had to beat Coddy again, and then y'all got, it was a stomp from St. Xavier. Just how did it go?
Well, the playoffs were especially like rough because Evan, who was our coach and had been IGLing us and stuff, because Texas A&M, which he was getting paid to coach, also made it into the semifinals and quarterfinals and stuff.
This now,
He had to IGL their games and not ours, and so we kind of got like I don't know. It was kind of like when you have someone sitting there watching and able to see what's going wrong and tell you what you're doing, rather than people who are playing trying to understand what's going wrong. It makes things a lot easier and a lot smoother, which is why like the league that we play in allows coaches to talk mid-round, which isn't how most esports stuff is. So I just like, that's a cool thing. But when you don't have that, after like you've gotten really good at functioning in that way, it does hurt the team synergy a little bit. But we pulled off the first round of quarterfinals and everything, so that was really good.
Swept Coddy again, you know, it's another day of the office. You'll sweep Coddy again, so kudos.
Yeah, but they got a lot better that year.
They did.
Like,
yes, they did. They really did.
I think they beat us on one of the maps as well, and I was like, "Oh, I'm getting a little nervous." No.
I was like, "Ooh, shaking in my boots." Whoa, you're really speeding things up.
Yeah, and then two more things I'll mention before I move on. At this point, y'all were getting real buddy with, you know, the other schools like Coddy and Shawnee, and I don't remember anyone else. But a lot of like Valorant people came into our server, which was new for us in general, because we did the same for Overwatch 1 when we got popular, and then seeing the same thing happen to Valorant was also nice. But one last thing, this is a bit of a tangent, but Sarah, your 4K Shorty on Icebox against XXU, it was, well, there was two audiences that saw it. The first one was obviously, you know, our fellow students in the watch party, because we had another watch party then. A lot more low-key, but a lot of people liked it. But we also showed it to Raze's voice actress, I forget her name. I'm sorry. I'll put it on the screen now. But we showed it to her because KP and I were in Dreamhack Dallas. I kid you not. We were next in line. And, like, Valorant isn't my thing. So I was like, okay, what am I going to talk about with her? What am I going to say? And I thought of you. And I was like, wait, the 4K. So, like, I pulled it up on my phone. I immediately showed it to her. I won't put the video on screen. There won't be any sound. But definitely put it on the screen. And, like, I remember, like, I told you, like, hey, share it to her. But, like, give no context at all. And the KP was like, oh, look at this, her. And then it happened. Like, I'm so glad I was able to do that and, like, remember that off the top of my head.
Yeah, no, that was crazy. So that was the game that we lost in semifinals. And I think that was also our second map. So no, this was the second to last round of our last game for that season. And I remember that because it, like I said, like not having a coach telling you what to do. Like sometimes you get into this just like you're bogged down and you don't know what to do anymore. And I was playing Raze, which because she has so much movement and stuff like that, like it's I finally was like, okay, look, I either gotta start being a lot less predictable and do something, otherwise like it's like we're not going anywhere with this. And so it was the first round. I think they had won. Did they win every round on attack? Or maybe
y'all took at least 2 rounds. I don't have it in my notes.
Okay.
Like it wasn't a perfect game. I'll just say that.
Okay, yeah, because I think, okay, we won, yeah, it would make sense if we won 1 or 2 rounds, but like they were up at like 10, 11 points and we swapped to attack. And so we were on attack and I was like, okay, Icebox, right? Lots of height stuff, right? My satchels are good for that. And I was like, man, if I can get in there and somehow get like 2, then maybe the other guys can pull something together. And so I naded and I just started satcheling all over the place, trying to pick out where I thought that they would be. And I managed to steal 4 kills with nothing but a shorty and like 10 bullets. So it was very much like Hail Mary, like caught him really off guard. And it made for a really good clip. And it was fun. It felt really good, honestly, to be able to at least go out like that. Cause I was like, okay, look, see, I can do something. We can do something. This was good.
There you go.
So yeah, it was a fun time. That's crazy that y'all showed it to the voice actor though. I forgot that happened and I was so like awestruck.
Oh my god!
I can't believe it.
Yeah, I was just in general when we were in Dreamhack Dallas. I was absolutely starstruck. I met like 50 Overwatch pros there. Well, KP and I and Jermaine, the 3 of us. It was amazing.
Yeah, we met a lot of famous people.
Yeah,
and I'm really happy that I got to meet the person that I wanted to meet, which was SK there. And it was kind of funny because she was literally about to leave.
Yep.
And we were in line to see her, and then they were like, oh, she's about to leave, so a new team's gonna come in. And then like as soon as like she pulled, I was like, she got up and she started walking like to the exit, and I was like, this is my chance, So I was like, SK, come here, please. And she was like, hey. And then I ended up getting a picture with her and stuff like that.
I tried to photobomb it. It didn't work. not like evil, just like a peace sign. Nothing egregious. But any final thoughts on this season before we move on? No.
Good clip. I think I got an ace at some point that season. That was really cool because I had never gotten. I think I'd never gotten an esports ace before, and I was like, oh my gosh, because it. Like I mentioned, like about the last season with nerves being a thing, like that was something really, like always really, really hard for me to fight. It's just being nervous, knowing that people are watching me on Twitch, my team is watching me. Like it's like there's a lot of pressure, And so like for me to get an ace was like crazy. Yeah, and then I think KP got an ace like the next season or something.
Yep, and fall 2023. This was the first time y'all split up in 2 teams. It was varsity and it was JV. I know most of spring 2023, most of the semester stayed on varsity. And I wanted to ask you, KP, because you were on JV. And this is me just theory crafting. Were you on JV because you were the only one that had like experience and like leadership experience, and so the rest of the team thought like, okay, I think like you got enough, experience to lead a brand new team. Was that why you were brought on the JV, or did y'all just like pick sticks or whatever?
A little bit so, but also I know I was doing Overwatch as well.
Yep, at that point.
And I think some of their I think the varsity teams practices were a little bit off, like they were like overlapping and stuff like that. I was like, I can't do that and that. So I was like, okay, I'll join the. I think they needed another player for the JV team as well, and I was like, okay, I can do it, and I can be like the captain if y'all want me to. And it wasn't the best season, but also like everyone was like, I think that was like a brand new team.
Yeah, who
I
was
don't think
on the
nobody.
teams?
I think it
Besides the
was
players?
Day, JJ. Uh, was Ellie? No, Ellie was on the varsity team. Um, I think Darius was Darius there.
You may
I
have
have
been a
no idea.
sub
No,
at
I
that
don't.
No,
point.
that was
I don't think it was Darius.
Later.
I think it was. I have no idea, but I know it was Day and JJ, and I think oh, legit's girlfriend. What's her name? I forgot. Jazz.
Jasmine.
And it was like two other people, and I have no idea.
Amy
Wait,
and
which?
Colt and Brandon. I'm just naming
Wait,
names.
I think
No,
Colton and
Colt, not.
okay.
Colt
So
and
I
Amy.
think, yeah, I think
I
what
have no idea.
happened was we had 11 players that season. I'm pretty sure, and so
11.
Brandon was kind of a sub, and he was running our stream a lot of the time because he really
Oh my
enjoyed
gosh,
running
I
the
forgot about
stream.
Brandon.
But yeah, so we ended up having this split, and we called it varsity and junior varsity, which because the ranks were so close, we split everyone up by rank. But then, like KP mentioned, the main thing was the practice schedule. And so like we were trying to have 2 or 3 practices a week, and I think KP could make maybe one, and that was still like iffy from like homework stuff or something. And so
And Overwatch
like we
stuff.
talked about it, and so KP was able to like swap and be the captain of that team and stuff, which is good because they really needed an experienced player and stuff. And then that way we were able to, I think we had Nate who joined.
That was it. Yeah, Nate, Carter. Did Carter join at that point?
No, I don't think he joined until fall 24.
Okay.
No, I don't think. Wait, I don't. Yeah, I don't think Carter and Caleb's first semester would have been fall 24.
Caleb, that's his name. Those were the two that casted the very first games. Okay.
Yeah.
Got
they
it.
were the
Yes.
ones that casted season
Okay. Yeah.
one.
Please continue. Or was that?
But yeah, so I was gonna say, and then Colt, I think, joined, and he was playing for like again, I hate calling it varsity and junior varsity because like, I mean, it was like
Why not purple and gold?
And then yeah, that's what we did. Yeah, the second
You
time.
did that the
that's what I
second
said.
time,
I
but
was
why
like,
not the first time?
I don't know.
We was just chilling.
We were just trying to figure it out. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess it's because there were, I think, 4 out of the 5 people, like KP being the 5th, like 4 of them had like really almost no Valorant experience, and so like before KP like moved to the JV team, I think we just were gonna call it that because it was all like new players, you know. And then the name was there, and then KP joined, and so it was less of JV and more of just like we had 2 teams that were just, one conference was the lowest conference, and one was like our team was the conference right above it. So it's like, I don't know, like we had to split it up by rank so that it would be in separate conferences. But yeah,
I will say I remember when y'all first made varsity and JV. Being the League of Legends esports fan I just called y'all Academy. Because, like, let's be honest, like, hot take, Academy sounds a lot better than JV, right, guys?
yeah,
Right?
yeah, I agree.
Academy, yeah.
LSUS Valorant Academy, right?
Yeah, you go, girl.
I think like, yeah, I don't know. I think again, JV and varsity are just like, it just wasn't right for our situation, because it's not like if you did well enough on this team you'd move to this team, you know. It's just like that's where the ranks were, you know. And so the ranks just split it the way that it was.
Yeah.
So, and that's how I think that's how we did the other season. We had 2 teams as well, as we just picked like the 5 highest players were playing in this tournament conference, and then the I think there were 6 or so players on your team, right, Sage? And they all played as like the official NACE team, and that was another reason like that needed to be like designated names, is because we weren't even playing in the same conference. Like we were in totally separate things.
Yeah, we'll pause there because we're not in the future yet. Sorry, I didn't want it to go too off rails, but back to fall 23. I've got the regular season results here. JV or KB said JV wasn't doing too hot. Y'all got 2 forfeit wins, and that got y'all in the playoffs. Just like with Overwatch, you just needed 2 somethings, and then you would just get in. Because 2-5, we learned 2-5 is the lowest record you can have in NACE to clinch playoffs. That's what we learned. And
No, what were you going to say?
In the varsity, they got 2 series wins. I can't quiz y'all. I don't have the team names. 2 series wins and 1 forfeit win. So both teams got into playoffs. Let's see. Do y'all want me to start with JV or varsity? Because I got the playoff results right here.
Start with JV because I'm pretty sure it's like not that long.
Okay, yeah. Well, JV, y'all swept Sitting Bull College. You remember that game, KP?
Yes and no. I remember that we were. I think Day really stepped up that game, and I think JJ Blade was really good at with her Gecko, with the blinds and stuff like that. They were doing really well. I know Day stepped up really well for that game, and like kind of clutched that win for us and stuff like that.
Yeah, y'all got swept in quarterfinals, and I saw that live, and like I was thinking, like, okay, LSUS JV, they could be like the real dark horses of the tournament. I really thought that, and then y'all got swept in semis. I don't have the team name, but that happened.
Yeah, we got swept real bad. I think it was one of the teams. Was it one of the teams that forfeit?
No clue. I don't know.
I think it was one of the teams that forfeited the first time in like the regular season, and then they were still allowed to play in the playoffs because they actually won like the other games that they didn't forfeit. Mm-hmm. And we were like, okay, well, we don't really have experience with the team, so we don't know what they're about. Mm-hmm. And then we just got swept. It was like, oh, okay, it was a fluke that y'all definitely forfeit, but hey, at least we got to experience it. I don't think the team, to say that was like a first like ever like, you know, that type of team, like all of those people were new to the game in a sense. They only played like 1 or 2 characters max. And like a lot of people played some of the same like roles that were in the game. Mm-hmm. I think we had like a lot of initiators and smokers, and we didn't really have a lot of like duelists. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of fun. It was definitely a funny take because we had like 2 to 3 smokers. I was like, we cannot do this.
No, I remember, I think it was the first game day. Like both teams were in the esports lab prepping or whatever. It was like an hour and a half before the game. And I think KP was up at our like drawing board in the lab and was like, okay, what roles does everyone play? And he was just going through like writing it down. And it was like Omen, Astra, Omen, Viper, Astra, Omen, and literally 4 people put Omen. Who's a controller smoker. Smoking is bad, by the way, guys. But they were, there were so many people playing smoker, and then everyone was playing initiator, and then there were like 2 people that could play Cypher, and that was like the entirety of like what everyone said they could play. And I remember KP was like, okay. Okay, we can figure this out. You know? Our game is in like an hour and a half, you know. But no, it was good because and I think you mentioned Day like really coming in clutch the quarterfinals. I remember Day was like, in my opinion, like most improved that full season because like Day just popped off, like took Cypher, ran with it, and he killed it, you know. So
but Varsity, Kibby, you were wrong. Varsity had the shorter playoff run because they got swept in quarterfinals. It was oh my God, new guest.
Cat. This is Sabina. Say hi, Sabina.
Well, now they get to hear about quarterfinals. But y'all got swept by, do y'all want to guess?
I don't remember. That was a rough game.
Mount St. Joseph.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I think they also beat us during that season. Probably. Yeah, that was a rough season. But we did, I think it was mainly rough because that was the first time we weren't in the lowest conference.
That's right. Yeah, y'all were, you know, ranked warriors, and like, everyone got promoted.
Yeah. Unfortunately, because like the average rank I would say was diamond or no, not diamond, sorry. There were some diamond. Some of the teams had diamond players and I was like, okay, like that's nowhere near us, but whatever. I think most of the players I would say were probably gold and plat. And we had I think 3 peak golds maybe, and then I was a peak plat, and I think Nate was a peak plat at that point as well. And then like I said, we were going against some diamond people. A lot of teams had plat players and stuff. And so there we go. Sorry. I'm like, be modest. You're sticking your butt on the screen.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was a hard conference. The games were a lot more difficult, but I think it was good. Like that helped teach us a lot because when you're playing against people who are like equal to you or that you might be like higher skilled than, the games just kind of become, you're just playing. You don't have to think as hard about it. But when you're going against people who are better than you, or at least multiple players who are better than you, you really have to like get into it. And so like we did win a few games, which was good. Then we, like you said, we had a forfeit game that we won as well. But yeah, quarterfinals, it happened. We made it to quarterfinals, so that counts for something.
And that cemented y'all. After that, y'all officially have been through every phase of playoffs. So congrats, I guess.
Thank you.
Moving on to fall 2024, because there were no teams in spring 2024. If you want to learn why, go to the Overwatch 2 episode. But fall 2024, this is where Sage gets to talk in the podcast, because that's when we had the purple and the gold team.
Yes.
I will let y'all take it from here, because I was kind of out of it. Like, I was just a spectator at this point. I've got my notes here to lead y'all, so take it away. How was purple and gold made? Let's start there.
So I was still captain at this point. And so, okay, so just I have to give a brief overview of why we didn't have a team spring of 24 to explain why this happened. So NACE that we were playing in, and then the Sun Conference, and a bunch of others, yeah, those were the 2 conferences we were in, or going to be in. They both changed their regulations for it. So like they changed the GPA requirements, the enrollment requirements, the standing you have to have with the school. And they also changed things like you can't have earned this many credits in college and play and stuff like that. And so pretty much all of our teams got obliterated one way or another. Like I was ineligible because I had earned too many college credit hours. Because I did multiple years at a 2-year college, BIPSI, because I started as like general studies and then I moved to this and this. It doesn't matter that much, but yeah. So I had earned just like barely above the max amount of hours that NACE had just decided was too many hours for you to play on an esports team, even though I had only been at a college with an esports team for 3 semesters. So I wasn't able to play anymore. Matt, who was our like esports like main coach, advisor person, he even tried to submit a letter of like recommendation, like trying to like excuse me from that exemption because I had enough experience that I could fill the last person that the Siege team was missing. I think I would have been the last person the Valorant team was missing. And so yeah, unfortunately they denied the request and they were like, no, she can't play. And I explained all that to explain we had, I think we have 12 players for the fall season. So we needed to split into 2 teams anyways. Fall last year, 24 was my last season and I really did want to play. And so I talked to Matt. I was like, Matt, listen, someone suggested this league to us and said that we could play it as tournaments on the side with NACE or something. And I was like, what if like they don't have, I talked to somebody, like one of the admins, they don't have a requirement for like how many credit hours you've earned. So like I would be eligible to play if we can play in this league. And then like, I think they swapped the league around a little bit to be more of a tournament style type thing. And so it was like weekend tournaments that happened. And so we'd play on like Friday night and Saturday afternoon. And it was a different tournament every single week. And so Matt allowed us to enroll one of our teams into that. And then the other team enrolled into NACE, which is was our normal like competition like league. And so we had the Valorant Purple team is what we called. And we picked because the league was uncapped. so any rank is allowed to play. We
love
really
no
were
rank
forced to just
lock.
pick the.
We love no rank lock. Yay!
No rank lock. Every team had minimum 3 to 4 immortals on it. It was a rough season, but we picked like we had our 5 top ranks players, which at the time was I think we had 3 diamond peaks. I was a plat peak. I want to say we had 1 more peak plat. I'm not sure. Anyway, and so we played the league. We won one of our games technically.
Do you want to talk about that? We can go off on a tangent on that.
I think it was our very first game as well. And so Friday night is seeding. And so like we played like 4 games on a Friday or whatever to get our tournament placement. And then the tournament was on Saturday. Well, we finally get into our match. And this team, like the start kept getting delayed. And then finally we got to start the game, right? And then one of the players got kicked. And it's like it popped up and said that there was a cheater in your lobby. And we were all like, huh? What? And so you get back into the lobby, and so whoever's been kicked out was obviously the cheater. And so one of the other teams is missing a player. Like there's only 4 people on the other side of the game, and we were like, bro. And so like everyone started typing in the chat, like, were you cheating? Like,
y'all freaked the hell out. We have it on. We taped it. We recorded it.
Yeah, no, I wish we could insert our faces, or we don't even have our faces on the. Dang it!
I can post
all
a
of
clip.
us were like. We were all like on the floor. What's happening? Because most of us, like, I don't think I had even had a cheater in my game, and I've been playing since 2020 on Valorant, and I've never had the cheater screen, at least maybe one time. And so he logs back in, and the team keeps saying like, no, it's this new Logitech glitch, like that's happening. Like there's a Logitech thing. And so Caleb, I think, looked it up and researched, and he was like, okay, so it says that. Like that this is something that has happened, so like theoretically it could just be a glitch or whatever, and it is what it is. So finally person logs back in, they're like, we were like, do we report this, like do we play, like what? And they were like, I think you should just let us play, like it's whatever, like it was a Logitech thing, I promise we're not cheating. And we were like, okay. And they were like, it won't happen again, I promise. We load in, it's sunset, okay, we're on defense, we start getting stomped, and the person who had been kicked for cheating was Raze. And there was one time I think Raze had a sheriff, which is this one shot, like very slow. If you move at all, like the movement error is insane on this. 2 people in the same round, me and I think it was Nate, Raze satcheled above our head, headshot us with the sheriff, satcheled above the other person's head, headshot with the sheriff, did like a huge flick to another person. I was like, bro, like this person is either like 10s, like playing for a college team, or they're actually cheating, or maybe they just have the best luck in the world. I was like, guys, this is weird. Like this is really weird. And we got like what, 4, 6, 7 rounds into the game, and sure enough, the cheater screen popped back up. And so we messaged one of the admins, and we were like, bro, like we don't know what to do. And so I started going back and forth with one of the admins, and they were like, just wait, we'll send someone to your thing. And I believe that school got either banned from that weekend tournament or maybe banned from playing that season. Something like that happened, because we never saw them again. Like for the rest of our tournaments, that team was not there. So I don't really know what happened, but it was a crazy time. Very crazy time that season. But yeah, so we had our tournaments and everything, but yeah, we didn't. I think it was the top like couple teams made it to some last tournament that was like a couple brackets. That wasn't us, but we had multiple games where we got like 4 to 6 rounds, I think, against a full team of like Immortals and Radiants and Diamond players as a bunch of like peak gold, plat, diamonds. So it was really, really cool to be able to at least do that. And I got to play for my last season, which was really nice. And I think like as my last season, like we voted in Caleb as the new captain for this team. And then I think it was Darius and Legit decided to be co-captains of the gold team, right, Sage? And so like I transitioned out of being captain to graduate. And then they both decided to co-captain the gold team and go through NACE. And then I halfway helped coach the gold team a little bit.
Yep.
So that was fun. And they did good. I'm proud of you guys.
Yep.
That was really good.
Yep.
Y'all were our NACE team, like the team that was fighting, you know?
Yep. Because gold team went 5-2, just like the inaugural season. Before I get into playoffs run, Sage, is there anything you want to mention about just that season?
Well, I hadn't played Valorant in like over 2 years, and my account was literally level 5. So I was brand new to the game.
Oh.
Um, so I had to learn quick. I'd never played CS:GO, so I had no clue how to play this game. I was running and gunning around corners every 5 seconds. It was great. But I had played competitive games in the past for my high school, so I picked up quick for the precision shooter.
Yeah, because the gold roster was Sage, Darius, Day, JJ, Legit, Jasmine. Yeah,
Mhm.
that was the roster. The KP, where were you at with Valorant? Were you what am I trying to say? Did you take a complete step back from esports at that point?
Yeah, I had to go like a complete
Yeah, hiatus.
step back,
Yeah.
and I was like, you know what? Let me just focus on my academics, and then also just like do more like president stuff. But overall, it ended up me just doing only academic stuff because I didn't really do a lot of president stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just stepped back.
Yeah, so LSUS Gold, they got to semifinals. They started in semifinals. Y'all swept Talladega College, or Dega 5, as they like to call themselves. That was, well, it was live stream. We have a few clips from it. But Sage, I will not forget your reaction. Like, y'all celebrated, like, oh my god, we made it to the grand finals. And Sage, you were just like, there's no fucking way. You were.
But you just cut out really bad.
Did
Can you
I?
say that one more
Yeah.
time?
Oh my gosh. So, Sage, after y'all won semifinals, Sage literally just said, I can't, like, there's no fucking way we did this. And that blew
Yeah,
my mind.
I was at a loss for words. Darius apparently was a pro. I was new. Jasmine, I don't think she knew what she was doing either. Just like me, we were just floundering around. Legit was so competitive all the time that it almost felt like he was our dad. Like, getting onto us every 5 seconds, and oh my gosh, yeah, it was insane. I'm so proud of that season, and we kept the ball rolling and we couldn't stop, and it was just great. Yeah.
Yeah, and then grand finals was against. I don't even know. I don't even remember.
I vividly remember that too.
Yep.
I don't remember the name, but I remember.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Oh,
Tell me about it.
oh man. So, there's not very much I can say from like who they were or anything,
Yeah.
but I vividly remember their strategy, which was 5 mollies. They or not 5, it was like 4, and then they sage walled, planted, and ran away, and just mollied for the entire plant's like cycle, and it made us so frustrated. We tried to try new things throughout the rounds, right? And they did this for all 3 maps, right? Well, I don't remember. We might have taken one map from them, but
You did Sunset. It was a reverse sweep.
oh, okay, yeah. Well, I
Y'all
don't
got
remember
reverse
that very
sweeps.
vividly.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I do remember there was a watch party. I know it was a lot more low key. If there's anything y'all remember from the watch party that you wanted to pitch in, because
Someone brought food. I don't remember who it was exactly, but it was really good. We also got like after watch party interview. Was that you, KP?
No, it was Sarah's mom.
Yeah, my mom
Oh.
decided. She was like, "Oh my gosh, like the team you're coaching made it to grand finals. Like, are you guys having food again, like for Canes?" And I was like,
Yeah.
I don't think that we're doing food. And she was like, they have 50-cent corn dogs at Sonic right now. And I was like, really? And my mom was like, I'm gonna buy corn dogs. Like, how many corn dogs do I need to buy?
That's
and then I think
nice.
someone did drop by with some other food as well. But yeah, there was like a bunch of corn dogs that
Yeah,
my
I
mom
wasn't there
dropped
for
by.
that.
So like, thanks, mom, love you.
I love
Yeah.
that. And another. Go on.
Yeah, after the game, it was just kind of like a sour defeat, but the corn dogs definitely made it better.
There you
And we
go.
got a little interview afterwards, and that definitely allowed us to like get our feelings out before the next season.
Yeah. And KB, you and Jordan actually took over casting. I know that was kind of a first time thing for you. How did that go?
It was very, very confusing at first because I'm not a tech savvy person, and so like we couldn't cast the first game. I don't think we could cast like the first game because like we were having such like issues with audio and stuff like that. But then we did ended up getting like the second and third map. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just saying things.
Really? Yeah, I forgot that was
Yeah.
the first time because I had some casting experience under my belt. So like, this is a joke, but I sent you. I don't know if you ever saw it. I sent you like a clip of Captain Flowers, who is the best caster in League of Legends. Like absolute rap god mode, like going deep into it, and I was just like, if they win, you better pull this off. Semi joke. I was semi joking, but.
Oh, you broke up a little bit,
So-
but I understand what you're saying.
It
But
almost
no, I
feels
was just
intentional
trying to
at this
make it.
point.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I was
You know,
just-
I think the computer, my computer knows this is the finale of the podcast, and it just wants to mess up with me. Future me is gonna figure that out. So, fingers crossed.
But no, it was definitely like lighthearted conversation with me and Jordan about like the teams and stuff like that. It was pretty cool though.
Yeah, and then that's about it. Spring 2025, came and went, very uneventful season. 0-7 season, and happens to. I think it's happened to all the teams at this point, I would say. So another first for the Valorant team. I mean, and that's about it. See, I think Valorant team has the most like firsts out of every LSUS team.
Yeah.
And if there's nothing to mention about spring 2025, I have a few final questions for y'all, and then we're gonna get on out of here. My first
Wait, real
question.
quick, Sage, did you have anything you wanted to say about this last semester?
I did.
Yeah, go on.
This was kind of like our. We were down in the dumps because we had lost to something. Well, personally, I felt it was kind of underhanded, but I guess we had never faced a team that like actually thought out a strategy. So over the Christmas break, we practice, right? And we eventually got burnt out because the team was going in different directions. I was learning the game. Jasmine was also learning. Legit was so ambitious and playing all the time. JJ was also ambitious, but there was like scheduling conflicts, and Darius was just kind of there for the vibes, so he just existed. um, and we lost Day this season, and he subbed in once. But yeah, the only thing I can remember is that we, after every practice, in order to like get our what's the word? Our
Dinner.
chemistry.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. Because it was mainly chemistry from just steamrolling every team that we got to face. But this one was more like team centered, and we went out to eat. We went to this one sushi place. It was so good. It was my first time eating sushi. It was
Really?
great. Yeah,
nice. Well,
yeah. I love my team.
Well, it wasn't Spicy Roll because that place closed down, unfortunately.
It was something like Nana. I don't know. Yeah, it was somewhere around LSUS.
Well, there's
Okay,
nothing
yeah,
like a
that
good
sounds
team
good.
dinner, to like boost morale and
Oh,
build
God,
some
yeah.
like friendship, like chemistry vibes and stuff, like you said. That's really cool. I unfortunately didn't get to watch any of the games this last semester. But I'm glad you guys got to have fun together and practice a lot and everything, because I mean, a semester like that, grand final. So the main Valorant like pro esports scene in 2023, the one of the North America teams, EG, they were the
Yep.
first team ever in Valorant esports history to get 13-0'd in a VCT game. And so they started their season like with the first stage, I think, of the pro esports stuff, getting 13-0'd by one of the teams. And they pulled it all the way back around to, by the fall, they won grand finals. And so they took home the entire VCT trophy from that, And so I think it goes to show like having a season that beats you down so hard. You can do two things with that, like one, you can say, okay, yeah, that was rough. That's it for me. Like we tried, or you can take that and be like, okay, that happened, but like, it's not happening again. Like we're going forward with this. We're going to push, we're going to pull together. We're going to learn from our mistakes and keep moving forward, And so like, honestly, like having a season where you go like 0-7 can almost be something that's even better for the next season, So like I have very high hopes for you guys' team in this next season, fall 25. You guys are gonna kill it. I feel it, you know, in my bones.
Good energy.
Y'all are about to like stomp. Finally win. Valorant needs to finally win. Like teams have been to grand finals like 3 different semesters at this point.
Only Valorant,
you know?
by the way. The Valorant has
Only
been the
Valorant, by the
only
way.
Valorant.
Yeah. Wait, was it? It's 2 times.
Valorant went to grand finals twice, and that's it.
Twice. Okay, 3rd time's the charm. Like
That's
fall 25, guys. 3rd time's the charm. Here we go.
Yep.
You know. So yeah.
All right. Moving on to my final questions. This one I just thought of. Might be a little spicy, but I really want to hear from y'all. What is the best LSUS team ever? Inaugural Valorant or Valorant Gold?
It's got to be Inaugural. Like, I don't think we were that good. Like, legit was the one carrying us. He got the most aces I have ever seen back to back. He was definitely carrying us.
I mean, well, Zach was Inaugural's carry, and y'all had the same exact score. So.
Well, but like, in my opinion, like the
gold player
like,
says
legit,
the Colt's gonna win. Please.
Legit was great, right? But we had our own like rank bracket, right? From what I'm hearing, y'all's ranks were much higher than all of ours. Like if we had to put them together, they were a lot higher. Because I at the time was like bronze, like low silver. Darius was the same. Jazz was bronze, I think, and JJ was like low gold, I think. And that was it. And it legit was just all the way up here in flat.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's not too far off what I think the inaugural team was, because I was peak gold. You know, Zach was ascendant, and then I think KP never played ranked barely at all, and so he was bronze, and I think Ellie got to bronze that season. And then Haley barely played ranked, and I think he got to bronze. I think KP got to silver that season. But yeah, 3 people were definitely deep into bronze. Whenever in the thick of it, you know what I mean? I don't know. I think the first team will always hold a deep place in my heart, you know. But then also Valorant Gold, like although I didn't coach like the entire like of all the practices and everything, because I was practicing with my own team, like, you know, I had never coached before, and so like being able to like help IGL those games and stuff, like that's also another safe place in my heart, you know. So I don't know. Both are really good. Both made it very, very far, you know. But I mean, like half or all of that Valorant Gold roster will hopefully be the ones that are about to win grand finals in the fall. So like. So
you're saying gold is better, huh?
I don't know about that one.
Oh. Ask me in December.
Okay, I will definitely do that. All right. KB, what about you?
I'm a little biased, you know. I'm gonna say the inaugural team, but I will say the gold team had, I feel like, the best synergy. We had a lot of more like raw mechanics and like luck on our side. I will say that. We had like raw mechanics and luck on our side, and I feel like the gold team, they had more like, synergy and like bonding. I mean, we did bond a lot. But I feel like that team alone, without having, you know, I guess like a foundation like we had with Zach, I don't know if that makes sense or not. Like they had like a really good. I don't know how to, like, the chemistry was just like, y'all were like really good. Like it didn't seem like y'all were like playing for the first time together when y'all did play our first game. It was like really smooth.
Yeah, especially for like day one. Like the first thing I noticed, I think, from watching like the people who, I don't even think we had separated the teams yet, but like Darius and Sage, for instance, like they were buddied up and they were throwing like slows and mollies or flashes and swing. Like they were already like working together, in tangent with each other. Yep. And so that team definitely worked a lot better. And I mean, like you said, like legit was really, really good. But like it's different when you have a team that's working really well together versus having a really hard carry, you know, and then having another team that's doing like the rest of the players who are doing their best, you know, like we're doing our best to win rounds and everything. But like we did rely so much on Zach, whereas like you guys like tried to push forward with legit, you know what I mean? And so like there was a lot more of that like leaning on each other aspect, whereas like if something went wrong on the team, first season playing Valorant or playing esports at all, I was like come on Zach, you can do it, Zach.
I remember that. Yeah,
We literally just supported him. We supported one person, y'all supported everybody, if that makes sense.
If it makes y'all feel any better, me and Darius have known each other for 6 years. We played esports in high school, which is why we're so in sync.
There you go.
No, you can see that.
We played Overwatch like back when it was in Overwatch 2, and we had one of the best teams in our high school division has ever seen. Sadly, that's not how it ended, but we're trying to get back to that. I don't know about Overwatch 2, but Valorant is definitely more fun.
I gotcha.
In my opinion.
I'll give a very quick answer. I think Inaugural is the best because I think nostalgia trumps all, in my opinion. And with Inaugural, like they broke so many records. Like they were the trailblazers, and Inaugural is what got us on the map at the first place. Because like I will say, like fall 2022, that was a golden era for LSUS esports because we were getting recognition from the Chancellor. You know, we had actual fans, and Valorant was the most popular team at that point. So I think that's my answer to that. And the next question I have is, KP, you already know it, but it's favorite memories. What are y'all's favorite memories from Valorant in general? I can start. Yeah, I'll start. And we didn't mention it, but I'll mention it now. For the first grand finals, it was because there was such a delay in starting the game, and I'm such a genius. It was Brandon and I. We got together and we watched 2000s commercials because we did it for the Rocket League team. Because it was just a random idea I had, and I was like, let's do it again. We have an audience. I don't want them just to listen to EDM music. Oh my god. Do I need to move my mic closer? Here, let me.
Yeah, just hold it.
Hello.
Close as I can get it, and then I'll stand like right here. And so, grand finals watch party. It was Brandon and I just watching 2000s commercials for like an hour. That was just so funny, you know. And just seeing y'all freak out in the background, and Brandon and I was like, "Oh, I remember that. Oh, I remember that commercial." Just two completely different sides of like emotions going on in the lab, and like just updating everyone. And I felt like a real producer back then, kind of like taking charge of something back then. It felt really nice.
That's really cool.
Who wants to go next?
I know exactly what my favorite memory is, though it was not my favorite memory at the time. But there's some things I don't remember, right? Like I don't know who we were going against. I'm almost certain we lost this game. But in spring of 23, okay, it like just to preface, it was like me, Ellie, KP, I think Jordan was playing, and then probably Legit, or maybe it was Legit and Tian. I don't know. It was a conglomeration, okay? And so Evan, I think this was one of the first or second games that he was IGLing for us, and we were on Ascent, and I was playing, I think it was Neon. I was playing Duelist, so I was playing Entry. I was either Neon or Raze. I think it was Neon. And we go to we had lost quite a few rounds on attack, and we go to push A site, and so being Neon, right? Like my goal is I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna try and kill at least 2 people before I die. Like that's my goal. That's what Evan told me my goal is. Like I'm going in, I'm killing a few people before I die. I'm getting them on site. Like I'm distracting them because I'm Neon. Like that's what I do. So I go like right when the round starts, I burst in there and I throw up my wall so I can't see anything, okay? The enemy places a Killjoy ult in tree, okay? 2 people got picked off main, and it was just KP and Ellie alive. Killjoy ult goes main. I said there's a Killjoy ult, and I think KP and Ellie both go yep. And so I assume logically speaking, like you're acknowledging there's a Killjoy ult, you're gonna go break it, right? Because I looked at the map and they went on site, and I was like, okay, they're gonna go fight tree and break the ult. And so I fight, I killed at least 1, maybe 2 people still alive. And I turn around, I'm like, okay, site's clear. I turn around to check if site's clear, and I see KP and Ellie standing behind me, and they're looking at me, and then I look up and heaven, and they look around, and they're both on site looking around at the doors, and I look down at the timer, and it goes 3, 2, and I was like, and then we're all three stuck there staring at each other. KJ ulted. And I was just staring at them, and I was like, in what planet do you not go break the Killjoy ult? And then they jumped down, and they killed all three of us. And I typed, like, the dash timeout or whatever, and then it said timeout in 5, and I got out of my chair, and I laid down in the middle of the floor on my back. I had cordless headphones and like a cordless and a mic on it, so like I could still hear. And Evan started talking. He was like, "This is blah blah blah, like blah blah blah." And we get about 20 seconds into the timeout, and I think he goes, "Sarah, what are you doing?" And I look over, and he's sitting at one of the esports chairs. Oh, yeah. And I just looked at him, and I had like no ounce of like control in me, and I was like, I'm making dirt angels. And I just started waving my arms and my legs like this. And that's my favorite memory, because to this day, we still, in multiple Discord servers, like Evan and some of our other friends, like we have channels called Dirt Angels that we have access to. And we hop in Dirt Angels and we just talk sometimes, you know? And yeah, because that was the most like, because I usually don't get tilted. Like, I get frustrated. But, like, at that point, I couldn't even talk. I was so frustrated and so angry because I was like, you guys know better. Why did you leave me on site like that to die and then come die with me instead of breaking the ult? And so, yeah, I just laid on the floor for the entire time out. And then I heard the clock ticking. And Evan was like, you've got like 10 seconds till we start the next round. And I was like, I don't want to.
Oh, no.
I got up and we played the rest of it. And I'm almost like, we lost that map for sure. I'm assuming we probably lost against that whatever team that was.
Could have been Cotty.
And, maybe. I don't know. No, it wasn't Cotty. It wasn't Cotty. It was. Yeah, I don't know.
KB, yeah, before we
that was my favorite.
Before we continue, KB, did you have any counters for that? Did you want to share your side?
No, I'm gonna just say
All right.
I did it.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie, I definitely did that. It was just only us three, and I was like, "Oh, hey, Ellie, dude."
Yeah.
She looking at me, I'm looking at her, and I'm like, "Okay, I guess we can go up in here and just do something."
Yeah, and another thing is I didn't get mad because I think the whole beginning of that season we had a hard time like being brave enough to push on site, and so I was like, man, I'm so mad, but at least they did go on site. Like, three of us got on site, we killed people, like we made it on site, so like that's kind of a win. But I was like, how I'm so mad and not mad at the same time. I don't know how to deal with what I'm feeling. Dirt Angels.
Dirt Angels.
Dirt Angels.
Dirt Angels.
All right, KP, Sage, your favorites.
There you go.
Wait, we got to limit it to one. I got two.
Let's just do one.
Okay.
How about you know what?
You did dare us to hit 2 hours, so like might as well do 2.
Should I check? Well,
what time is it?
It's 7:45. We started at 6-ish.
Yeah, two stories. We're gonna make it.
Let's go 2 hours. Let's go 2 hours. Go, Sage.
So we're eating sushi, right? And there's this weird green substance on my plate, and everyone's got it. So I
already know where this is going.
I questioned Darius. I was like, "What is this?" And he's just like, "Try it." And I was like, "No." And he was like, "It's nothing bad." And he takes like a sizable chunk of it, puts it in his mouth, and acts normal. I was just like, okay. And it goes on for like a long conversation. I take a tiny bit of it, and as I'm putting it in my mouth, I turn over, and it's actually wasabi, and he's tearing up, and it's just like, oh my god. Oh, I can't believe this shit. He will never let me live it down because he eventually got me to eat some of it without my knowledge, and it sucked. It wasn't the good kind of spicy. It just hurts.
Oh no.
And there's this other moment on Split sometime in our games. I don't know if y'all have ever played with me, but whenever I'm having fun, I giggle an insane amount.
Yep.
And I I was playing Deadlock. I was getting really good at Deadlock, and it's just a 1v1. So I wall them off site, and I'm like giggling my ass off because I know as soon as I hit the defuse, they're gonna start shooting. And I was losing my shit. Everyone was laughing. And in that same game, I'm playing Ring Around the Rosie with the same guy.
I know this moment. Yep. It was against Dega. It was against
it's
Dega.
definitely clipped. Yeah, we're playing Ring Around the Rosie. Day is laughing his ass off. It's amazing. God, I love Valorant.
KP?
I would probably say I kind of have two. At the time when I did have Sweaty Pussy as my name, I think for the inaugural season, and Caleb and Carter, they were casting. Like when I would get a kill, they would be like, "Sweaty Pussy!" Yep. I was like, "Bro, y'all are screaming in my ear about Sweaty Pussy."
Yeah, because you could hear the
casters. At that time, yeah, because I could hear the casters, and I think I was playing like Chamber at the time because I didn't know like who else to play, and it was a really good, easy like get out free card, so like I wouldn't die that fast. The other one would be Ellie. And then the last one would be I forgot. I think it was Ellie had got like a 3 or 4K on Sky, and then like everyone was just going insane, and I was like, ah! It was funny.
No, Ellie came so far playing with us, like from being so new to Valorant. Like, even in just the first season, by the end of it, like, she'd improved so much. Like, yeah. No, I remember when she got that 4K, like, I felt like a proud mom. I was like, yes! That is Ellie!
Any last stories y'all want to pitch in if we really want to get the 2-hour mark? I'm trying to think of, like, one more.
Do you have any experience? Like, any experiences just playing Valorant, to be honest?
Oh, I guess I could talk about that. Yeah, I played it like once. Wow, thank you. See, this is why KP is my co-host. I played it once or twice. It was in the lab. I was with KP. I was playing Sage. I was like, oh, I'm a support. Sage, the character came naturally. But like, KP had to tell me every single thing I had to do. Because tactical shooters, I've only played FPSs. I've never played a tactical shooter in my life. I never touched a game like that. Whenever I would die, because I was in Overwatch, it's like the permadeath thing was what tripped me up the most. And so I would like punch the desk every time I died. I was like, I didn't even do anything. That's it? And I have to wait? I hated that. And I never touched the game again.
Minutes you have to wait.
Yeah, it's
you
just
have to
like
sit there for up to like 2 or 3 minutes waiting for the round to end and the new one to go through the whole 30-second cycle
just
again.
To die again. It's just like
it's not ADHD friendly. Like for my ADD, like peeps, I get it. It's not fun.
Yep. But I will say, PGE, my favorite content creator at the time, he's been playing a lot of Valorant lately, and like he's trying to bring me into Valorant because he's an influencer, and I'm just like, maybe not. Just trying to. So maybe I'll play Valorant again. Maybe not. We'll definitely see. But I will move on to my final question. What is your dream LSUS Valorant roster? If you have to make a team,
dream
LSUS,
roster?
Yeah, dream LSUS Valorant roster. And before I make my answer, y'all can go first. Just a general question: have y'all ever had like a too many cooks kind of situation where too many people wanted to pop off and that just caused friction? Is that like a thing in Valorant? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody wants to play Captain Save a Hero. Yeah.
Okay.
And then we all die. Yeah.
Okay. I need.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, like on that note, it goes into a lot of like different aspects that plays into like picking characters, because like not a lot of people don't want to play like Sentinel, for instance, because although Sentinels can be the top frag for sure, like most likely you're gonna end up like further back from the team. You're not getting as many picks as they are because you're using util, you're watching flank, like all sorts of other stuff. And so many people want to just insta-lock a character that they can pop off with. Or some people, like, they don't get that character they can pop off with, but they decided to play Cypher or Killjoy because, you know, you needed a Sentinel, but then they want to be the first person to go on site so they can get the kills because they think they're all that. And my aim is better until you get flashed, and then you get mollied, and then you get walled, and then you just die, you know? It's just like, yeah, no, people get too eager because in Valorant, like, it's either like the swinger's game. So like if you swing first, you can aim, like you get the pick. Or if someone's too prepared for you, you swing first, you die. You know, so it's very much like you have to think. Like that's why it's a strategic shooter. You know, if you don't think about what you're doing and plan out and try to understand what the other team is going to be throwing back at you, it will most likely end horribly unless you're like tense. You know.
Yeah. So
it's like a drug.
What is it? Swinging?
Ego peak everything.
Okay. Anybody want to volunteer to go first?
I would probably say me, Sarah. Definitely gotta have my Ellie.
And then Zach and Haley, and we'll just run it back as inaugural.
No. I would probably say Nate because he was really good at Raze. And a wild card. Let me see a really good wild card. Cole. I'll do Cole.
Ooh, okay.
I'll do Cole. Why not?
Okay, I'll go. I know nothing about the roles in Valorant, or I don't have like a, too much understanding of it. So just people. Ellie, because she always played Sky, and Sky's a Sentinel, so guaranteed Sentinel player. I believe.
No, initiator.
Well, whatever. See, this is why. See, exactly. This is why I don't understand club. See, I definitely don't play Valorant.
This is our Valorant host, people.
And I hosted all the other esports titles, all the other esports teams. But Ellie, Zach, legit, because Zach and legit, I think they're the top fraggers in general. I think they're the strongest members mechanically. TN, he has great vibes. I love him as a player and as a person. And then KP, because he can do anything. That's my roster. No?
I don't even know why you said that. I cannot do everything. You would have been better off saying Sarah.
I don't know. Your mechanics are better than me. Also, I've been playing so much like Cloak and Dagger and Wanda. I don't think I could aim if I tried anymore.
Yep.
Oh my god.
I'll change my answer. No, I'm kidding. Sage, Sarah, your thoughts, your teams?
You want to go next, Sage?
Sure. Let's see. Legit, JJ, Jazz, Darius, and me.
Great, gold team.
The whole team? Like,
gold
what?
team?
The fall 2025 winners, guys.
Well, if that's the case, I'm changing mine. Inaugural season.
There's nothing to change. We were peak. I don't know what else to say.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right.
Could I theoretically pick a coach, or are we talking like straight people who have played?
I don't know. What do you think? I don't know. Sure.
I mean, go ahead.
Yeah,
sure. You go ahead.
Okay, I would probably pick, I think, probably Nate, Caleb, Evan, who was our coach, if I could. Wait.
That's 3.
Do I have to put myself on the team?
No, because no.
I'll for fun. I'll do myself, and then I don't know, probably KP. I think. Yeah.
What's up the face?
Y'all, I don't play that game like that. I'm so bad at that game.
Okay. I'm picturing, because this is a made-up world, and in my made-up world, like, you do play Valorant, and you put your time into Valorant, you know?
Yep.
And
okay,
so,
but then, at
that point, like, easy Diamond Ascendant, you know what I mean? So.
Nice. Well, that's all the questions I had, but if we were really super duper determined to go to 2 hours, Sarah, can you tell us about you and Evan going to VCT Worlds in LA?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So in 2023, Evan has a friend that he went to high school with who lives in California. It's like an hour and a half outside of LA. And so this year, the Valorant Grand Finals gets moved around to like different countries. And so it was in like I think it was, I don't remember where it was.
Japan,
and it was somewhere in South America.
South America.
Paris,
yeah,
it was in South America.
Istanbul.
Yeah, I think Paris. Yeah, and so it's all over the place. And in 2023, they announced it was going to be in Los Angeles, and I was like, this is like the only time for a long time that Grand Finals is going to be held in America, you know. And so Evan and I were talking. He was like, I want to go. Like, I think me and then the captain of the
West Texas.
Oh, that's so ironic. Yeah, the West Texas. Wait, my camera's like. Hello. Oh well.
You're good now.
There I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he and Damien is his name, who's the captain of the West Texas A&M team. Evan was coaching as well. They were really good friends, and they were talking about going, and Evan kept saying, like, Sarah, you should just do it. Like, if you have the money, like, buy a plane ticket. Like, you can stay at my friend Eric's with us, you know, and, like, we'll just all go. And so a week before it was happening, I finally gave in because I like talked myself into like, I would be so sad if I didn't go. Yep. Like the moral of the story, like the more I think about it, like me a month later, which it was a rough decision though, because I had just started like calculus and stuff and I had to miss like 3 days of classes or something. Like it was like one of the best decisions, like spontaneous decisions I've ever made. So got to go see the lower bracket finals, which was Loud versus EG. And Loud has my favorite player, which is Les. But then EG was my favorite team, you know, because I'm all for the underdogs. And this was the season that I mentioned earlier where they got 13-0'd at the beginning of the series. And they like how do you come back from that, you know, to make it to grand finals? And so so EG won in a 5-game lower bracket finals. And so it was the entirety of all best of 5. And so they went on to play Paper Rex in grand finals that I got to see, which I had no idea. There was like this whole, like in the parking lot, they had like this whole like thing set up where they had booths and they gave away like free
tailgate,
like pins and stickers, and they had food. Like I had some of the best street tacos I've ever had.
Nice.
Like California street tacos, like that was insane. But yeah, so we got to hang out for hours outside of the arena. And then we got to go inside. They had like a concert. And so some of the people who sang some of the Valorant songs that have been done, which y'all, Riot makes some awesome music, by the way.
I saw that concert.
Eric Doa was there as well.
Eric Doa.
So Eric Doa was there.
Eric Doa, Grabbits. That's the musicians I remember.
I'm jealous.
Yeah. No, it was good. And Ime was there, and I love her. And she does, I forget which Valorant song she does, but I love a lot of her music. And so, yeah, no, that was, honestly, it was one of the best concerts I've ever been to, and it was only like 15 minutes long. Nice. But anyway, yeah, so got to watch that. Got to watch EG win as the underdogs, and so it was just all around. And that was also the first female Valorant coach to win grand finals.
Shout out to Potter. Love Potter.
Yeah, Potter. No, it was a really great moment to be able to see it there in person, and so I was really lucky to have the opportunity to go and do that.
Great.
So, yeah.
Well, on that note, we're gonna sign off for the last time for this podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. This podcast may or may not come back. We'll definitely see. You'll definitely have to stay tuned to our channel. So for that, we'll say farewell and goodbye to everyone. So take care. Bye bye.
Thank you, guys.
Bye. Bye.